Good morning, everybody. It is now Sunday. You will have seen a video from yesterday, or maybe these are part of the same video since I haven't edited yet. I don't know. But we are outside. Dogs are all in the house. There's a small fire going just to keep mosquitoes and whatnot away with the smoke. Burning the punky, nasty wood from that pile and pulling out the better wood so that it can go for the stove in there. We're gonna go over the tent shed here in a minute, and we might actually have time, considering it is only 11 o'clock in the morning, to get back on this. So it is currently 74 degrees Fahrenheit, 23 degrees Celsius, and I'm already sweating like a stuck pig. Yeah, good times. Man, the leaves are just coming down. Look at all the leaves in the back of the truck from the few days it's been sitting here. When I parked the truck, there was basically no leaves on the ground. That tree is losing them quick. So is that tree. This tree, the far tree, and this tree are still pretty green. But it is what it is. Look, they're hung. I haven't picked their paddles up and put them in yet. So in order to be able to do this without Lady Metal's help all the time, I took my 50-foot rope, cut it in half, because yeah, 25 feet is more than enough. Oops, I didn't realize that's supposed to be like this, up and around up there. I didn't realize it had slipped off, went around that, but whatever. As long as it's holding, I don't care. It's not gonna hurt it. So yeah, I got some pulleys and these round clamps, so I just used small chunks of the rope to tie the pulleys up there. They're double knotted so they can't come off easily, and then tied to this end of the kayak, hoisted it up, put a vice grip on here to hold the rope. You can actually see where the vice grip was clamping on this one. Maybe I can see it. I think you guys can. So I hauled that up there, vice gripped it to keep it, and then if we go back to this end, so I almost whacked my head. This end I did 2, because these came as a set of 6, to give myself some added leverage to hoist it up there, while still, even though I was vice gripped at that end, still fighting a little bit against it trying to pull back. I just used it this way to give myself some extra leverage. Oh, I'm sweating. And then, as you can see, after this pulley, up around the clamp and pulley mount down just to be tied off. And yeah, they seem to be hanging there pretty good, all things considered. Just got to get the paddles up there, clean up the garbage from the pulleys, and then start pushing. Well, maybe move the big tractor and the air compressor line and pull all 3 push mowers out again and all the smalls out. Oh, good God, so much work. But these 2, they are in roller status at least, so they can be pushed in there. Ooh, that's where I left it. I literally just was very bad and left it right out here. That's no bueno. It's all right still. Hasn't been out long enough to really matter, but we'll talk about that again in a minute. So yeah, get our 2 rollers here pushed in. I'm gonna push this one in first because this one takes up more room with that on the back, and I have to find a home for that thing. Oh, that thing is freaking heavy. That's gonna be a nightmare to get off of there. I'm gonna work smarter, not harder. And I am gonna hook this trailer up to the tractor, back the whole trailer up in here, so I don't have to hoist that thing very far, but it's still gonna be a mess. All right, so this, whoops, I went the wrong shed. We're gonna have the storage shed, the tent shed, which is also known as the project shed, and then the workshop shed here very shortly. I did get these 2 monster pulleys too, just in case I needed them. But this thing, which I bought locally for like $12 or something ridiculous like that, lifetime I think it says lubricated. Yeah, sure. Well, look at this. They're the same thing, just without the stampings. And maybe they're a little thinner. Yeah, I think they might be just a little thinner metal. I don't know. Yeah, they are definitely a little bit thinner metal. But they're the same size, otherwise. And got the whole box for not much more than I paid for this thing. So I'm gonna paint them all up in John Deere yellow and sell them on Facebook Marketplace to people who own 110s, 112s, and want to have a better pulley than the one that comes on them from the factory, because that's still better, even though it's thinner metal, because it supported two sides. I don't know if I ever showed you guys the original pulley. Is it on here still? It might still be on here. Yeah, it has to be on here because I have the tiller mounted. Well, the original pulley, you can see the two bolts for it there. Let me see if I can't get you guys a good view from underneath. Oh, okay. Pulley, where are you? Yes, it is bent, as you can see, very badly. I mean, because it's only supported on one side. What an ignorant design. That cannot support any weight. Of course, they tell you in the manual that you're only supposed to use it to lift this very briefly, like when you're making turns and stuff. It's not for transporting it. You're supposed to actually have another piece that, so there's where the pulley, the attachment that goes through the pulley is here. And down here, right here on these two bolt holes, get you guys down here, can you see them? Yeah, these two bolt holes, you're supposed to have another attachment that grabs a hold of the frame here and supports it for transport. That's like $50 freaking dollars. All because they cheaped out on a pulley. Isn't that disgusting? So yeah, there's a better view of the back end without anything mounted on it. Oh, there's those two holes. This is the slot where the attachment pieces come out. Ooh, I didn't notice that sucker. That took a whack. That's all right though. All right, phew. Anyway, I am sweating to beat all, and I have a lot to do, of course, as usual, and not enough time or energy to do it all. I've definitely, I would say, gotten myself in a bit of a situation. So let's see. We have 79% battery and only 53 minutes left of recording time on this memory card. So good thing I have a whole bunch more memory cards, huh? I guess there's nothing for it but to actually get busy with it. So I'm gonna put you guys in the tripod, get you set up maybe here by the tailgate of the truck facing towards the tent shed. I'll put you right over here, right up by the metal. Yeah, that's a good spot for you. All right, let's get you mounted. And I never did really explain too well how this works, but there's just this lever, and attached to the bottom of the GoPro is the top of this, and it just sits right down in here, and when I let the lever go, this edge locks it. It's a pretty convenient system for such a cheap tripod. And I'm not kidding, this is an Amazon Basics tripod. I think it was like 15 bucks. All right, let's get you guys situated, and you are plugged in. That's the yellow extension cord, if you can even see it moving there. That's the yellow extension cord is right now. It's you guys. All right. Pull the extension cord over here. Set you guys down. And then I want to get you leveled out because you are very much not level. You're not going to be perfectly level because I'm not going to level the tripod, but at least I can level one dimension instead of all three. Perfect. All right, I'm going to shut you guys down while I get another memory card out and stuff and get prepared for swapping you over. When I come back, it'll be on a time lapse. That's a little frustrating. I have no idea when the camera cut off. I don't know if it got hot again. It is right in the direct sun now. So why don't we move it? But I have no idea what you guys saw, what you missed. I just don't know, because I don't know when it cut off. I was busy getting the work done, not paying attention. Trying to figure out where everything's got to go, what order it's got to go in. I'm up to the snowblower now, and I'm not looking forward to that. That thing's got to be 120, maybe even 150 pounds. Solid steel and thick. You know, back when things were made to last. So, yeah, that's got to go off the trailer. I'm gonna grab a stack of wood to put under the tongue to level her out, maybe even downward tilt a little bit. Then I got to be careful of my tootsies, because as usual I'm wearing my closed toe sandals. I can still have my toes smushed, but at least they're not dangling out in the open. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I had to air up tires. Found out the not my tractor, but the other tractor has two very bad rear tires that will not hold air. One of them, it's a valve stem issue, because I filled it up with air. As soon as I took the air chuck off, it just started blowing right back out the valve stem. So I have some replacement valve stems somewhere. I just got to dig them out and put them on. But those tires are shot anyway. somebody cut them for pulling, and yeah, they're also dry rotted as hell because they're old. So it's not like I planned on keeping them. However, at the moment, I'm hot and I need a break. So I'll shut the camera back off. Probably take this opportunity to pop in another memory card, since this one's getting close to full. There's 37 minutes, I think it said when I started this one. So that would be 23 minutes-ish that it recorded prior to shutting itself off for whatever reason. It's definitely not a power issue. You guys are plugged in. Plenty of battery too. So it had to be heat. Alright, I'll see you guys again in a little bit. Whew, it's in there. I didn't film it, just got it done. The neighbors here behind me, they came home when I was getting started again, so out of respect for them, I just didn't turn the camera on and just got busy. So yeah, they are in there, and there's a lot more room left than I expected there to be. Not as much room as I had hoped for, but it is what it is. That thing is heavy, but it worked out perfect. The trailer just as I slid it back, it just very slowly tilted, and I was able to just guide it slowly into the dirt, and then do the tip it on one end, move, tip it on the other end, move, walking it over there into its spot, which is like a perfect spot, like it was made for it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. The trailer is going to get used because when they drop the shed kit off, they're going to come into the alley here. I'll probably meet them down there right at the road with the tractor facing this way, the trailer facing the road, so that they can just slide it right off instead of onto the ground, where then I have to move it. They can slide it off onto the trailer, and I can just it right to where it's got to go. You know, make it nice and quick and easy. We like easy. So one thing I need to do before all of that, though, because I didn't take the hardware off of here last night, I got so tired and it got so dark, I just didn't monkey with all the hardware. I think when I moved the tractor back into the yard, I think some of it rattled off. So I need to go up to well, as Vice Grip Garage calls it, hobo freight. And get one of those big 30-inch wide roller magnets and just roll it all over the place out here. I mean, the whole backyard could use it, and we don't need any flat tires if we can avoid it. Especially these guys. I have a spare tire, I don't have a spare tube. And having a service call to come out and change it would be hella expensive. So this is another little Vevor toy there. This one is a manual tire changer for small tires, you know, like that guy. We aren't doing that guy, as previously discussed. The bearing races are very welded in there. I damn near wrecked my hydraulic press. I don't know if you can see it from here, but this arm on this side is slightly bent. I need to ratchet strap it back together. It put so much pressure on it trying to pop those loose that it actually started to bend the arm. Thankfully, I was standing right there monitoring it and just released the pressure. But dang, that's not nice. This thing, we've talked about it a few times now. Motor works. I tested the motor. The motor works. It makes compression. I can't remember whether I did that on video or not. Probably not. So since it all works and it's just missing, you know, the most important piece, I bought us a safety regulator valve, and it just needs assembled. The other pieces are all in here, everything you need to hook it all up. and make it good again, except the cord to the wall, because this cord goes to that for the safety shut off when it reaches pressure. And then you have to have a cord from this to the wall. And I mean, easy enough, right? Just basically get a cheap extension cord and chop the end off and wire it in. Cheap shorty. I mean, I might even just use that one that's laying right there, the end of it. That's just a shorty. I don't really have a whole lot of use for shorties. I always need more length, not less. So that would be a really good candidate to just chop the end off, and it's already filthy too, just like this thing is. But if I can make that happen, that little outhouse, that's what that is, that closet looking thing in the back corner there, that's an outhouse. Cover the floor, the hole in the floor over, if there even is one left. I've never even really been in there. The door is kind of difficult to open, but I'd like to just stash this in there, so that it kind of acts as a noise block, so when it's running I don't have to hear it so loud. And that would be really convenient, and it's a much bigger tank and everything to drive air tools. So yeah, that would be nice. Just have the hose coming up out of the top and over the rafters or whatever we got to do. So yeah, quick update on that. And one more thing. On Friday, Sir Moose and I went for a long ride in the car, and we stopped at a sale. And in my trunk are some goodies. I already popped the trunk. I should have just drive the car right down to the shed, but since the shed's a mess, they're gonna just kind of stay in the trunk for the moment, I think, till we get the storage shed built and things rearranged. There we go. Farmall clock, farmall dual scale thermometer, which looks pretty accurate too. That's about right. Yep, about 22, 23 degrees Celsius. Yep, 70 something. Oh, there's my brake parts lubricant. I don't know what it's doing in here, but there it is. So there's a bunch of signs. I'm not going to go through all of them right now, but there's a bunch. And some nice really old ones plus some newer ones. And it's not all farmall stuff. There's somewhere in here, there's some Oliver stuff. There you go, Oliver Super 70, or no, just regular 77. And there's 2 signs. We'll go through them in detail when I get around to putting them up in the shed. I'm gonna have to take the clock and the thermometer out of here so they don't get damaged. The signs will be fine, but yeah, just wanted to show you guys those. I need to clean my trunk out again. Yay. It's non-stop because I don't stop using it. You know what I mean? If you just keep using things, you can clean them out, and the next time you use it, well, they're a mess again. That's just the way it works. Especially if you don't have time to clean it out every single time you use it, which I usually don't. So yeah, I gotta put a few things away, close up the tent shed, and call it a day out here. I'm hot, I'm getting hungry. I gotta go in, eat some lunch. It's well afternoon at this point, I'm pretty sure. And you know, record some vintage survival, so that there's something for Wednesday. Tomorrow's episode's already done, but gotta have something for Wednesday, and probably record 3 episodes that I have this week and next week all covered. Yeah. What else? Anything else real quick? Oh yeah, well, gotta edit these videos, right? Yeah, good times. So that's it for me for today, and I'd like to thank you all for watching, And as always, I'll see you on the next one.